Hey guys, welcome to Chapter 4, Season 3, and we're going to be showing you guys all of the brand new map changes added in today's update. So, if you have been playing Fortnite recently, you'll know that Anvil Square was located in the center of the map. Well, that has been completely wiped out by 3 brand new POIs based in jungle biomes. And let me show you guys these. There's a few Easter eggs in these, some really exciting stuff, and I think you guys will love it. So the first one we have is going to be Rumble Ruins. This one is the one that we saw in the trailer, more of an open style jungle POI. Definitely one which I would recommend landing at if you're not a fan of all the trees and all the crowding of obviously all the leaves and stuff. This one feels a little bit more generic and like you can actually get some action in place over here. It comes with a main temple at the end of kind of the area. Inside of this main temple you'll just find the usual temple stuff which has been added in, which is these new cool geezers which I love, and obviously down here as well you can go in the temple and explore further. You'll have the Optimus Prime stuff in here, so you will be able to get access to some exclusive mythics as well around these areas, so definitely worth coming in and getting access to this stuff. It's a pretty awesome POI. You can also grind on the vines, which is pretty awesome, similar to the grind rails which we had last season. Just before we jump into this any further, I'd just like to say that Toybox now has all of the brand new weapons inside of the new Fortnite season, so if you want to try out the new guns, pop on in here. You can try out the boomerang and the 2 new weapons, so it's definitely worth giving a go. Also, Toybox is one of the best maps I always use for XP, so definitely play it guys if you got some free time and you want to try out the weapons and get some practice with them. So yeah, the code's on screen. Head into Toybox today and try them out. Okay, so jumping back into the map changes, this was the temple which we just explored. Let's move along and show you guys one of the really cool Easter eggs which I found while exploring around this section. So obviously you've got the river which it leads into, and this river runs through the entire jungle. It's really cool. Sadly there's no way of really going through the river quickly, but if you come over to this side of the jungle where I'm going right now, past the temple, this isn't any POI, this by the way, this is just one of the ruin POIs. Again, another like little ruin inside of here, which is pretty cool. But if you come past this over to where this sniper tower is on this upper section, which has been left when the jungle kind of broke out here, you can see a bunch of the upper sections have been left. Well, round the bottom of this sniper tower, you'll actually find a tank. And inside of this tank, you'll notice this tank seems to be all kind of overgrown. Well, this is actually Sloane's POI. This is where Sloane's based, and she will be located here throughout the season until she explores further. Really cool that she survived. She didn't die in this tank, by the way. This is where she'll be based. So yeah, pretty awesome stuff. Dr. Sloane is back, so that's really nice to see. So that was a really cool little Easter egg I found in the jungle. There's also a bunch of others as well, and as we continue going down the river, you'll notice there's actually some sort of weird orb, which I'll show you guys in a second if we go down here. This orb type thing here, I feel like this could be the 0 point. I don't know what else this could be, but this orb looks pretty awesome, and I have a feeling that it may be the 0 point. It may not be. You can go inside of it and you can see, but I don't know what it is, but it's pretty cool. Definitely one worth checking out when you're passing through, obviously from the main rumble section, and then obviously head through this orb. You can take the vines around here as well, which is pretty awesome. Anyway, let's move along from Rumble over to Creaky Compound, the next POI, which comes along in the next section. Now this is when things start to get interesting storyline wise in this section, because we do have the Creaky Compound, which looks like it has been situated here to evaluate the situation. There's new logos and stuff on here you can see being put in place, and everything seems to be being searched for around here, and obviously a bunch of containers, bunch of diggers, lots of different stuff, and you'll actually find these trucks moving around the jungle biome as you explore, and I hope that these will update throughout the week. We've got some Spillex storage, some Slurp storage, so obviously getting that fuel in, making sure everything is set to go on that side of stuff. Now the facilities do look very similar to ones we've received in the past, with AIM being the original one in Chapter 1. We also see this at the top right of the map over by Lonely Labs. But obviously these facilities are now positioned here inside of the Creaky Compound to keep an eye out for what's happened in this creaky place. So yeah, pretty cool. And as we drive around or fly around, I'll show you guys, look, for example, you'll see like different operations taking place, like over here. You can see we've got a reboot van towing something. We've got a nice big truck towing some Spillex and some extra storage units, and obviously another truck here. So big stuff going on in the compound, and it looks like they're definitely exploring and trying to find out what is happening in this compound. You can see obviously we do have our little set here. Now we'll explore this more in a storyline video later on today or tomorrow, but for now let's move on to our next map change. We've looked at the Creaky Compound. Let's head on up further the river and obviously head over to the next POI. So the next POI is going to be up this way in the river, but let's just explore to the left while we're over here, because, you know, we're over here, we may as well have a little look what's going on in this section over here. So we've got some nice lovely trees, lots of different ponds, not really many Easter eggs I can locate yet. Obviously a lot of kind of like sections which just lead in, made out of wood. This is a pretty nice section. It isn't a POI or anything, it's got no name to it, but I feel like a lot of people would land here. It's kind of nice, a lot of loot, reboot van as well down below, so that's pretty neat. And obviously you can keep searching ground, you go back to the temple POI, and you just kind of loop round in this section. So lots of looping, lots of stuff like that in this jungle. It can get a little bit confusing at first, you can get quite lost in it, so it'll take a while to understand the POI, but I've spent a little bit of time just flying around learning it. I think it's coming really handy. It's actually got quite foggy suddenly. Why don't the fog's gone? It seems to have got quite foggy around there. Anyway, moving up to our next POI now, following the river down. You can obviously take the vines down here or take your way through the river swimming through. Movement really sucks this season. You can use this mud as well to get yourself like a disguise if you want. That's what the mud's used for. But yeah, moving on to our next POI, which is our final new POI this season, which is going to be coming in with Shady, it's called Shady Stilts. Now inside of here, it's a different vibe entirely again. This is more of like a jungle style, which is like, I guess, more of like a tribe style vibe. I feel like it's definitely giving that to me. When you go inside the POI buildings, you can see obviously lots of old style interiors, really cool decorations though. I love some of the designs for these buildings. I generally think that some of these really will come in nicely. A lot of you guys will probably enjoy these as much as me. Let me just fix what's happening here with the replay. Sometimes this does happen. There we are, the lighting issue, but there we are. Okay, so we're back and obviously exploring just this POI, just take a little look at it. Definitely not as good as the other two for kind of loot wise, I don't think. Maybe I might be wrong, but I feel like the other two will be easier to loot. This looks like it's going to be quite hard to loot due to the different levels of playing field. But maybe you're one of them players that like landing in these taller POIs, then this one could be for you. You could land up here, snipe down onto the river down there. You've obviously got the different huts and stuff. It's going to come in pretty handy, and I think you guys should hopefully enjoy it just as much as me. So yeah, check it out guys. This is the POI on the top side, the Shady POI, and it does loop all the way up as well. It keeps going into these upper sections, and it even goes to the tilted clock tower, which is now open in the air. So technically Tilted's back, technically not, but the clock tower's here from Tilted, and you can come and visit that. And if we fall down to this lower section here, you can see we've got another temple in our place here, which is pretty cool. These temples are just really awesome. I haven't really explored these, and I don't really know how they work yet, but I will do that, and I'll check them out, see what's happening with them. Looks like there's some sort of lock stuff down here that you can get inside of. Probably access to the new Optimus Prime Mythic, which is available in the game right now. That'll probably be related to that. There's also this Peely screenshot that Fort Tory posted. Sadly, I've not been able to find this. I've spent a while searching the jungle, but apparently there's a Coliseum Peely around somewhere in the jungle, which has a lot of bananas around it. So I have spent a while searching this jungle, couldn't find it. Like I said, it's a huge jungle, and you can get quite lost quite easily. What's this down here? These are the new plants, by the way. These things looks like a campfire, but they're the new plants. You'll find them throughout the jungle. The jungle's huge. Like if we fly up and just take a look at the size of this POI, you've got to kind of gauge in whereabouts this is. You've got this one here, which is on this bottom section in the snow biome. It goes all the way into the snow biome where Tilted was, then up to the Citadel just before it, and then round where Anvil Square was, so it keeps going around, and then past Anvil Square over to just outside of, I guess, Slabs over there, which comes in with the new POI bit, the Rumble Ruins. So really, it's absolutely huge, much bigger than the Mega. I guess the Mega biome was huge as well. It took up that entire section of the map, but this one really has taken this middle section by surprise. And to be honest, it's huge, but that's it. That's all there really is. I haven't really explored anywhere else on the map for Easter eggs yet. I'll make a second map change video if there is any. But yeah, don't forget to go and play Toy Box now to try out all the new weapons with the code on screen. I hope you guys have enjoyed today's video. Pop in code POST before you buy the Battle Pass as well to support me further. That's POST. Hope you guys have enjoyed. Leave a like, comment, subscribe. Peace.